Guys, what's going on? So today I have this really nice Utopia deck that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like. I've been owning this deck for quite some time. One of the first decks that I also crafted in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And I made my own version. Also, I worked on it for quite some time to make it as powerful as possible, as meta as possible. And Utopia is a really nice archetype that a lot of people enjoy playing. So let's begin the deck profile. Let me show you how I am running the deck, and let's begin quick. So before we begin, I want to apologize for not posting on Friday and Saturday. I know I was supposed to post this deck on last Friday or Saturday, but something came up. I couldn't get it done, and I had to wait till today to have time and release this deck. So let's start first with the staples. So first of all, we're gonna be running triple Maxis, triple Ash Blossom. Now we're gonna be running the Anatonema engine, and we're also gonna be running the CW engine here as well. So let's begin with the Anatonema engine, and we're gonna be running one Garner. From the CW engine, we're gonna be running one CW Asura. From the Anatonema engine, triple copies of the Utopia. So this is young Utopia right here, or teenager Utopia. We're gonna call him young Utopia. This guy is the main boss of the deck. There's no like big bodies of main bosses in the deck, but we can consider the young Utopia as the boss of the deck. He will help you special summon the rest of the Anatonema engine monsters. So yeah, 3 copies of this guy is a must. We're gonna be running 2 Bancho, and finally one Globe, one Dwarf Globe from the Anatonema engine. From the CWs, one triple arm Sage. Now I seen people running only 1 copy or 2, but I'm gonna show you a really nice strategy that I came up with that makes this deck special, and not just special. It's just that running triple of the Armed Sage and triple of the Ascendant Sage can compensate into a more powerful board. So I'm gonna show you a gameplay, and also I'm gonna show you a small tutorial of how to make this board. So let's continue. So triple Armed Sage. We're gonna be running triple Ascendant Sage. These guys are key card here. We're also gonna be running one Astral Utopia. So this is Utopia here. His astral form. So yeah, triple copy. This card is a key card here. He will get you the rank up magics. Anything that evolves, anything that is XC, Autonoma, Sexo, and Number. He will get these cards from your deck to your hand by discarding. From the CW engine, we're gonna be running 1 copy of Lightning Blade, 1 Tornado Brigger, and 1 Pegasus. From the staples, 2 Nibiru's. Now let's move on for the spells. 1 Rhoda, 1 Pot of Abaris. This card is a key card here because once you use all your XCs, you can get all those XC back and draw 2 cards by targeting 5 monsters in your graveyard. So once you're done with once you summon all your Exceed, and let's say your opponent board breaks you, you can get those monsters, all these XC back by using Pot of Abaris. Now it's up to you if you want to run 2 copies. 1 has been working fine for me, and if I see that I need a second copy down the line, I'm gonna keep you guys informed. Now again, it's up to you if you want to run 2 copies. 1 has been good enough. We're gonna be running triple Autonoma Pyra. So this card is the main card here. One of the main spell here. This spell card will help you get into your Autonoma engine faster. And we're also gonna be running triple copies of Autonoma Pickup. So the an Autonoma Pickup gets you into the an Autonoma Pyra, and from that you get into the engines, the Autonoma monsters. We're gonna be running 2 copies of Dark Ruler, triple copies of Sexo Construction. So Sexo Construction will get you the charge tactics, the rank up, anything that is CW, Sexo, and rank up will get this card will get it for you. Is a small down version of the Astral Utopia. So yeah. We're gonna be running 2 copies of rank up magic. I seen people running just one. You need to, because you're gonna need it for if you revive Utopia double or you get it back with Avarice. You can use the second copy in the graveyard, so you can use again the number 39 Utopia's effect to keep XC summoning. So yes, you do need 2 copies of the rank up magic. You definitely need 3 copies of change tactics. Later on, I'm gonna show you why. But this card will help you. It will keep helping you draw the more Utopia summons you do. So the more Utopia summons you do, you pay 500 life points, and then you can get to draw. And on top of that, it will help you. Let's say you open up with Pegasus in hand, you will be able to special summon Pegasus from your hand. Now that you reduce your life points by 2,000, the requirement for Pegasus. Triple Autonoma Pickup. 1 double or nothing. This is a bricky card, but trust me, in order to perform the Autonoma engine, in order to perform the CW engine's performance, also to help you exceed as quick as possible, you're gonna need this card. Unfortunately, by the help of number 39 Utopia, you will be able to grab this card from your deck. You're gonna be able to also send it back to the deck and send it to the graveyard as a cost as well. So like I said, it could be a bricky card, but sometimes down the line it could help you as well. The only drawback of this card is opening up with it. So yeah, but that's why we're running 50 cards, so we barely see this card in our hand. 2 copies of Caught by the Grave staples, and finally 1 numbers protection. So this is the Omni Negate trap card from the main deck, and you're gonna grab this card by using the effect of Astral Utopia. Utopia Astro, he will give you access to he will search this number protection for you, so you can have an extra defense going second. This deck is really good going second as well, and yeah, you're gonna see in the gameplays how I do it. Okay, so let's move on into the exo deck. We're gonna be running 1 number FO Utopic Future and 1 Utopic Draco. So these cards are the beaters, and he also in Utopic Draco you can XC Utopic Draco on top of Future, and you're gonna need 2 XCs monsters except with numbers. So in order to summon Utopic Future, either Utopia or let's say Heroic Champion needs to be on the field with no numbers, and you should be able to go for FO and then XC into Draco, and you can push through your opponent's defenses with them. Draco also has an effect of negating the monsters on the field when they activate, so yeah, that's a plus. So 1 FO and 1 FO Utopic Draco. 2 copies of the main boss. So this is Utopia. This is the guy you always want to go for to continue the comboing. So number 39 Utopia, he is the main card here. and the card that you always will go to in order to keep summoning the other XCs. 1C39 Utopia Ray. This card is a must because you're gonna need it to XC on top of Utopia. That way we can go into our Utopia Dragonar. So yeah, C39. This card, Heroic Champion Usanagi, is a must here. It needs 3 warrior monsters to be summoned. And he also has a pretty good effect that when he's on the field, you can negate a trap card by detaching 1 material from it. So this card is a counter to cards like Evenly Match, Infinite Impermanence, you name it. Any trap card that activates from the hand second turn, or when the second turn comes and you gotta play, you can go for this guy, and that way you can protect your monsters from trap card negation, and this is once per turn, so you gotta be careful when to activate this effect. You gotta choose well what card you want, what trap card you want to negate. So okay, let's continue. 1 number S39 Utopia Prime. This is another beater that you're gonna need if your opponent board breaks you. You can go for number S39 and also Utopic Draco Future. These 2 guys, Utopic Draco and Utopia Prime, these 2 guys are the main beaters of the deck. This is the guys that you wanna go to, if your opponent board breaks you. So number 39, Utopia Double. This is Utopia ascending into his new forms. So Utopia Double, number 39. You definitely need this card. This is the card that will help you go the beyond XCs. So yeah, it's a must. You don't need 2 copies. I see people running 2. 1 copy is good enough because you can recycle back with Parabarius, and also with Utopic Sage, and also Utopic Rising will help you get back the Utopia Double. Now the only cards that you will have to worry a lot will be Bestials. I'm not running any cards that can bring Utopia Double from the Banishing Zone, and if he gets Bestial, that'll be pretty much game. But you gotta be careful when to use Utopia Double, and I'm gonna show you ways to save him from being banished. And now again, it's up to you if you want to run 2 copies of this guy. I do recommend to run 2 copies, but because I don't have enough room in the deck, in the extra deck, I cannot have a second copy. So I do know ways of saving him so he doesn't get bestial. So I'm gonna show it to you, so that way if you craft this deck, you know how to protect Utopia Double from being bestial or banished from the graveyard by any other means. So let's continue. 1 Utopic Sage. This card will get you the numbers Ascending Sage, so you can get to the rank up magic. Also, you can summon Armed Sage, so you can get for the CWs. So you can grab the CWs in your deck. 1 number Utopia Rising. So if you get board break it, this card will help you special summon Utopia Double from the graveyard, and you can continue the other XCs to keep continuing the duel. If your board gets break it. So this card is the card that will help you continue the duels after you get board break it. 1 Utopia Leo. So Utopia Leo is one of the main bosses here. He will help you negate monster's effect on the field, and also you're going to equip Pegasus to Leo, so you can have a monster negation from the hand. So let's say your opponent activates Bestial, right? The first thing that's going to happen is Utopia Leo will activate. You're going to cancel Utopia Leo's effect, so you can let Pegasus deal with the Bestials, the Nibiru's, cards that activate from the hand. Pegasus will negate that monster for you. and you can choose whether you want to negate it or not, which is a good thing about Pegasus. Let's move on into number Hope. Hope is another boss monster that you will summon first turn, so you can create a really good counter defense for on your opponent. So number 38 Hope is a must here. He negates spells and also protects you from attack evolving monsters. One Divine Seals. This card is a must, so you can board break, so you can clear the board. And finally, the boss monster of the deck. This is number 99, Utopia Dragonar. So this is the guy that will help you create the insane board that you're gonna see in the gameplays that I'm gonna show you guys. This guy is a must. He can exceed any cards that you have in your exo deck, and it happens once per turn, and in the gameplays I'm gonna show you how to do it. So he has the quick effect of detaching 2 materials from this card, special summon from your extra deck, 1 number monster. So any monster that is number, that has the number on it, and is in between 1 and 100 in its name, you can exceed summon it. Then the turn you activate this effect, other monsters you control cannot attack. So, basically you're gonna use this effect going first, so you can create your defense. And once you do that, you cannot attack, obviously. So yeah, you're gonna use this guy's effect always going first and second. Then on the third turn is when you actually win the duel. When your opponent monster declares an attack, you can change the attack of opponent's monsters to 0. You can only use the effect of 99 Utopia Dragonar once per turn. So on top of giving you bodies on the field, he also protects them by reducing a opponent's monsters when they attack. So you can reduce all monsters for free. All your opponent's monsters, you can reduce their attack to 0. That way your opponent doesn't punch through them. So yeah, number 99 Utopia Dragonar is the he's a powerhouse. All right, guys. So this is the Utopia deck that I've been working on for quite some time. Let's move on into the gameplays now, and I'm gonna show you a really nice tutorial that I have, so you can make a insane board, pretty much a 5-piece of Exodia board, so you can win duels. All right, guys, let's move on. Okay, guys, so here I'm gonna show you a small tutorial of how to make a pretty much a 5-piece of Exodia board here in using the Utopia. So as you can see, I started with Ascendant Sage, Astral Utopia, 1 Nibiru, an Autonoma Pickup, and Sexo Construction. So let's begin, and I'm gonna show you how to here summon and get that pretty much 5-piece of Exodia, so you can win against your opponent. So first we're gonna start activating summoning Sage. Always first go with Sage before activating any other cards, because Sage is not gonna summon special summon if you have a card on the field already. The field needs to be clear so you can get to so you can summon Sage with no issues. So here I'm going to activate the Autonoma Pickup, so I can add the Astro. So we can add Young Utopia and Bancho. So I'm gonna summon Young Utopia, activate Young Utopia's effect, so we can go for Bancho. And here I'm going to special summon our double, our number 39 Utopia. Double. Always go for Utopia double in defense position. He has 0 attack and 25 defense, 2500 in defense. So let's say your opponent tries to imperm. He also has another effect on that when you imperm. He also has another effect that when when your opponent imperms, you can chain Utopia double's effect into the imperm or the, let's say, the ash, and you can counter the ash by using his effect. So you can save number 39 Utopia double from those cards, and you can continue his searching power to get the double or nothing, and so you can also exceed into original Utopia. But here, because we're not being interrupted, what I did was I went ahead and went ahead with the effect. So here I summon the original Utopia or OG Utopia, and then with Banjo I grab again the young Utopia, and now we're going to, I believe, no, go for number 39. Number 39, we will go, after that we're gonna go for, I believe, we're gonna now XC, rank up XC, and then go for the ultimate boss, number 99, Utopia Dragonar. With Dragonar, we're gonna use his effect so we can go for Leo. Now here, you gotta be really careful because you are in the Nibiru zone. So what you want to do is you always want to go for Utopia Leo first. That way you can use his effect and also grab Pegasus as quick as possible. Because again, Pegasus will prevent Nibiru from clearing the board. So you always want to go for Pegasus as quick as possible. And now with Astral Utopia, we're going to discard so we can grab the Omni Negate trap card, as you can see here. And now we're gonna go for the trap card protection, Heroic Champion Kusanagi. So you need 3 warriors in order to do that. So right now we have a 2 monster negate with Leo and Pegasus, 1 trap card protection with Kusanagi. Now we're going to discard or double or nothing. Sorry, we're gonna send it back so we can grab the Lightning Blade and send the double or nothing to the graveyard, then shuffle. And now we're gonna equip it to our Utopia Ray and end. So now is our opponent's turn here, as you can see. And with double Utopia double, we're going to now release the double Utopia double to summon number 38 Hope. So as you can see here, now keep in mind the rank up magic card will activate to equip to Hope. Do not equip it because in the following turns, if your opponent board breaks, you're going to need that rank up magic card in your graveyard, so you can grab it with the other XC, so you can continue XC summoning. So as you can see here, guys, we have a 5 pieces of Exodia here, as you can see. So we have a spell card negate here. We have 2 monsters negate with Heroic Champion, with Leo and also the Pegasus. We also have right here Heroic Champion Kusanagi for trap card protection. Trap card protection, 2 monster negation, 1 spell negation with number 38 Hope, and the Omni Negate trap card. As you can see here, I'm pointing at them. There's one, so let me show you the trap card. Okay, so the trap card is right here, the one pointing at, and this is the trap card that will is the Omni Negate trap card, so you can win duels. And that's the little tutorial that I have for you guys. Now let's move on into the gameplays. Alright guys, so let's move on into the gameplays. And unfortunately I did not have time to create a good history for you guys. So what I did, I saved the best replays as possible to show you how good the Utopia deck is. And yep, let's begin quick. And let's start with the first gameplay. And I was playing against this Punk Kashtira deck right here. So if you guys like the deck, go ahead and copy the deck. I'll show it to you one more time. So it's running the Punk engine and also the Kashtira engine. It's a really nice combination. Let's move on into the play and let me show you how I was able to beat this deck. I believe I go second on this one. Yep, I go second. My opponent is gonna start the duel. So he goes with the Punk engine. He starts the engine right away, and I ash it. My opponent activates the teleport spell, and I max C to it. He summons the Punks to add the field spell. And now we have a 2 counter for Nibiru. He goes with the Rising Garb. And I have another Edge with me. He activates the effect of the Jury Punk. And now, because of Maxi, I have Ascendant Sage and the Astral Utopia and the Anatonema pickup. He goes for the Psychic and Punisher. So how am I gonna beat the Psychic and Punisher? So I go off with the Sage. Remember, always go with Sage first before you activate any other card. He negates it with Ash, the Anatonema pickup. Then I place the Static, so I can go with that number 39 double. I activate the Sage's effect. He activates Forbidden Droplet to negate the double. I still draw a card. Then I went ahead with the Anatonema pickup, Pyra, to Banjo and Garna. Then I activate the doubles effect, but it's negated due to Droplet. My opponent destroys it with the trap card of the Punks. He destroys the numbers protection. Here I go double Utopia double. To add the double or nothing, to go with the number 39 OG Utopia. He activates the second ends effect to get rid of the Utopia. But I did that on purpose because I actually wanted to draw another card using doubles effect. Now it's my turn. I have Dark Ruler, but Dark Ruler doesn't work on Psychic and Punisher. So now what I'm gonna do is I activate Utopia, Utopia Rising's effect. I draw a card. Then I transfer the material to double. I activate the Anatonema Pyra to add the Bancho and Young Utopia. Now it's my opponent's turn. He goes here with the Deer Note, and he switches the End Punisher in defense position. Now, why he did that? If you guys think about it, well, he did that because remember, I have more cards than him, and he saw that I added the Young Utopia and Bancho to my hand, and you can see here he has 86,000 in attack. So he knew that if he attacks and deals damage, the effect of M Punisher being a tower-like monster will wear off. So the M Punisher will be easy to kill by removing it with monster's effect. So what he did, he switched it to defense position so he can keep stalling as much as possible, and so he can get enough cards into his hand, and that way he can continue the duel. But now it's my turn, and I'm gonna win the duel now because it seems like I draw a card, one of the cards that I need. Yeah, see, reinforcement of the army. And as soon as he saw the Astro, as soon as I summoned the Anatonom, the Utopia, I started doing the duel. I started making the comeback. So here, what happens next is I activate Utopia's effect to completely kill him due to the effect of double or nothing. So what I do here, I attack, keep attacking so I can go with Zeus. So now I have field control. I go with CW, and my opponent gives up. He knows this little he can do in his turn, and he gave up. Alright guys, let's move on into our second play. And here I was going against a powerful Kashtira deck. This is a pure Kashtira deck. And if you like the deck, go ahead and copy it. Alright, let's move on into the play. I believe I go second there too, if I can recall well. So in these videos, in these replays, you're gonna see you guys are going to learn how to play Utopia. So I open up with Utopia, the young Utopia, Bancho, and the dwarf. My opponent summons the Shangri-La. I believe he goes and chains, so it doesn't get Ash. A pretty smart move. So he summons the Orc, and he also summons Fenrir. Then I go with the dwarf's effect, and he goes and banishes the young Utopia with the Fenrir. Now I have static. Because of Aster Utopia, I was able to grab it from the deck. Now I'm gonna start drawing a bunch of cards. Then I made a small mistake here. I went ahead and activated the Davos effect to summon the original Utopia. And what happens next is that I lost timing on the static. So always make sure to do not activate Davos effect right away. That way the static doesn't lose timing, helping you draw cards. So the only time that you're gonna chain fast the number Davos effect is when your opponent tries to Ash it, Baylor the Utopia double. That's the only time you're going to activate the Utopia Davos effect right away. So now with the help of number 99, the big boss of the Exo deck, I was able to summon Leo, and I started adding with the Anatonoma Pyra, I was able to add the Garna, the Bancho, and Young Utopia for the following turn. So now I went with the with the number 38 Hope. So now I have two monster negate and a spell negate with number 38 Hope. My opponent activates the effect of prosperity, and I negated it obviously with the help of number 38 Hope, and he realizes he can't do much and gives up here. Alright, so let's move on into the third duel. And I was playing here, I think, again against another Castira deck. It's pretty much the same as the last one. So I'm gonna show it to you one more time. You guys wanna copy it? Alright, let's move on into the third duel. I believe I do go first on this one, if I can recall well. Yeah, so, yep, I start first. So the first thing again that you want to do is you want to summon the Sage. But I made a small mistake here. I forgot that I had it in the hand. For some reason I forgot to summon him. But again, guys, always remember the first guy that you always want to go for will be Ascendant. Special summon him and then do the other plays. So now I'm gonna start drawing cards with the help of Static, and I was fortunate enough with the Static to have the XC rank up magic to continue the duel. So then I go with Dragonair and set up my field, and I was also lucky enough to draw numbers protection for Omni Negate. So now I have a follow-up for the next turn with Ascendant Sage and Armed Sage if my opponent board breaks. I was able to draw the young Utopia. So now you're gonna see my board now in my opponent's turn. Now I'm gonna go with number Hope, Dragon. So as you can see here, guys, I have 2 monster negates, 1 spell negate, and the trap card Omni Negate. So the 5 pieces of Exodia is not fully completed here, but we can say it's half completed. Unfortunately, I did not draw any hand traps, but I do have a follow-up for the next coming turn if my opponent doesn't give up, and we continue the following turn. So let's start. My opponent's turn now. He goes with Pathfinder. With Pegasus, I negated. Then he adds the Castira preparations. He summons the Rysar. I negated with Leo. He activates the Orc's effect to banish cards from my deck, and I don't really care about that. Now, this is a card that I will negate with number Hope. Number 38 Hope. And now he's gonna go for Superstar Slayer. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm gonna activate numbers protection and negate it. So I negate his effect and destroyed it. There you go. That's how I won that match. Alright, guys, let's move on into one of the final duels. And I was playing here against a really nice, powerful Asian Gear deck. And I believe I went second on this one, or first. So let's start. Let me show you the deck if you guys want to see it. It's really powerful. He went for a board breaking approach here. So if you guys recognize the cards, go ahead and copy it. Alright, let's move on into the play. Alright, so I'm starting first here, and I opened up with Maxi, the Sage, the Anatonama Pyra, and Pickup. I activate the Anatonama Pickup and the Pyra to add the both Bancho and the Young Utopia. So I'm gonna go with Young Utopia and the Sage to summon double. My opponent activates here the Maxi, and he starts drawing cards. So this is what I'm talking about. Always wait for the right moment to activate number 39 Utopia doubles effect, so you can chain to any cards that is hand trap wise that your opponent might activate. So in this case, I chain doubles effect into the imperm to save my combo. Then I go with number C39. My opponent keeps drawing cards. I summon the Utopia number 99 Dragonor. Then I activate, I summon the Leo. I attach the Leo, the rank up, to grab Pegasus. And now with both Bancho and Young Utopia, I will go for Sage. My opponent keeps drawing cards, so I can grab the Lightning Blade in order to equip it to Leo. That way I can have a monster, I can have destruction protection with Leo. And then I went again in my opponent's turn with number 38 Hope. My opponent board breaks with Super Poly. He summons the Garuda, and then I activate Maxis. And I was lucky enough that my opponent did not drew any counters for the Maxi. He goes here and gets rid of number 38 Hope with the effect of Ultimate Slayer. So now he activates the Asian Gear. He summons the big boss, Asian Gear Golem. And now I'm starting to draw cards as well, because my opponent, I activated Maxi on him. And now he's gonna dump a bunch of Asian Gears in order to summon the big boss, Chaos Asian Gear Giant. And now I'm left with 1700 life points, guys. So now it's my turn. I'll activate Static. I activate Pyra to dump the Double or Nothing. Now I'm gonna draw, summon Young Utopia, special summon the other Anatonama monsters. I'm gonna go with Utopia Rising. I start drawing cards. I activate Rising's effect. Summon Double or Nothing, transfer the materials. So now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go with original Utopia. Boom. And now I'm gonna go with Utopia Prime. So Utopia Prime will activate his effect, and I'm gonna get rid of the monsters he has on the field. Activate Bancho. Activate Utopia Prime's effect. I got rid of both his powerful boss monsters. Now with Prime, I will attack and deal a bunch of damage. And now I'm gonna go with Zeus. So look at this, guys. Look at this board right here. So my opponent board break me on the second turn. So this is the cards that you're gonna go for to board break your opponent as well. Continue the duels and win the duels with Utopia. I activate the second Maxi right away. My opponent summons the Ancient Gear Golem statue. He summons the boss again. And now I have 2 follow-up for the coming turns. And I'm down to 10 life points, guys. It's incredible. My opponent keeps summoning here to get rid of my boards. So what he's going to do now, he drop play into the all 3 boss monsters, including Zeus. And I was lucky enough to draw the Nibiru. Now we're down to 4. And this is when I activate Nibiru, because I did not want my opponent to fusion summon using his Ancient Gear Ballista. So I activate Nibiru, and what he does here, he has no more monsters. All the monsters are in the graveyard. He's pretty much done here. He activates the Phoenix. This is the only play he has left. He realizes he can't do much. He tries to Arakiri himself, and he gives up. Really nice duo, guys. Really nice duo. Alright, guys, let's move on. So this is the Ancient Gear one. Let's see. Yep. Alright, so let's move on into the final duel. And I believe on this one I was going second as well. Sorry, I forgot to show you the deck. But after the gameplay I will show you the deck. And I believe I was going here against a Kashtira T-Element, and I go second. I negate the effect with the Ash. My opponent here grabs the Kashtira T-Element, and he passes here. He did not seem to have a pretty good hand. So it's my turn. I summon double or nothing. Here I make the mistake of activating the effect again, and I made the static to lose timing on the second draw. Oh no, I think yeah, this time I did let it go, and yeah, I did the right play, my bad. Yeah, now I'm gonna use the effect to go for the original Utopia. And now I'm gonna draw that 3rd card that I needed, and it happens to be Pegasus. I go with C39. Boom. Then I'll summon Astro. Now opponent will activate Paramelization. Fusion for Garuda. And on top of that, he board breaks me. So I have no play, and I had to pass the turn. I set the protection. He sends the protection with one of the T-Element spells back to the deck. And he did not. He was unfortunate to not send T-Element cards to the graveyard to go for fusions. So the only play he has was the Garuda and Shador for ultimate damage. He realizes he can't do much. He saw that I summoned the young Utopia to continue the play. And on top of that, I have the advanced Sage to special summon from hand and continue the combos. As you saw as well that I had the rank up magic to go beyond exceeds, and that was it, guys. So let me show you the deck that I was going against. So if you guys like the deck, go ahead and copy it. This is the Kashtira deck, Kashtira T-Element deck. So it seems powerful. So if you guys like it, go ahead and copy the deck. Alright, guys. Alright, guys, so this is the Utopia deck that I've been working for quite some time. One of my favorite decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! The only small problem that I have with this deck is that you don't have like main deck boss monsters. And you gotta worry about Bestials. You also gotta worry about Nibiru, and you don't have main boss monsters to combat your opponent if your opponent gets rid of your extra deck boss monsters. But if you set up the right boards, you set up your right defense, and you put up a good defense and offense, you should be able to survive even against Nibiru and Bestials, such as you saw in the gameplays that I just showed you. Alright guys, so this is the Utopia deck, and I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.